Welcome back to another video, my friend. I'm Blake and you're you, and this is Esper Greasefang. Now, a lot of you are probably familiar with the Greasefang deck, but let's just cover the basics really quickly. Greasefang is the 3-mana 4/3. At the beginning of combat on your turn, return target vehicle card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Return it to its owner's hands at the beginning of the next instep. This is a great combo specifically with Parhelion II, which you discard into the yard to bring it back to bring down a giant flying first strike vigilance 5/5 that leaves two 4/4 flying angels with vigilance behind. So that's the main combo of the deck. Now there are sort of two builds of the deck with lots of variance between the way people are building those, but there's a Mardu list which includes red and an Esper list which includes blue, with the other two colors, of course, for Greasefang being black and white. And I think that the Esper deck is actually a little better, and here's why. I think it does the combo a little less efficiently and pulls it off a little less often than the Mardu list, but I think this has a lot more mid-range type ways to build it where you also are raising your consistency with other backup game plans. So I think I would describe it as this deck has a slightly lower ceiling than the Mardu list, but it has a lot higher floor. And that's why I think overall this list is better. So here's the list I've been rolling with. It's a little bit unique in my own in some ways, but overall let's get into the list and see what we're dealing with here. So right off the bat, we need a couple ways to toss our Parhelions into the yard. So for Stitcher Supplier, really great card in all the list. It's a 1 mana that mills you 3. When it dies, it mills you 3 more. Now, one card I'm testing that I've not seen anyone else playing is Minister of Inquiries. So this is also a 1 mana. When it comes in, it enters the battlefield and you get 2 energy counters, and then you can tap and pay an energy and target player mills 3 cards. So both of these, in their ideal situations, are a 1 mana card that can mill you 6. So that's why we're testing out this Minister of Inquiries. Now, we also are running 2 copies of Ledger Shredder. Now we're starting to get into that card that is good enough to be a backup plan all its own. It can connive and toss one of those Parhelions into the yard, or it can just beat people down all on its own. Now, I really like also Make Disappear in this deck. It can hold up on turn 2 if you need to counter what you think is going to be another Greasefang. It can sacrifice the Supplier to get you more mill. It's a very good counterspell in my opinion. For removal, I actually have been preferring Eliminate. So we're running 4 copies of Eliminate. It gets rid of other Greasefangs. It gets rid of Croxes. This deck is really trying to win pretty fast usually, and if they start playing their big stuff, you're going to lose anyway. So a 4 of Eliminate I find to be better than the Fatal Push, just because we don't have a lot of things that we're going to be able to get off the board to get that Fatal Push to hit those 4-drop creatures. Now, we also have Faithful Mending is one of the biggest reasons to play the Esper build to me. You get to draw 2, discard 2, and you can do that twice because of the flashback. Also, that little bit of gain 2 life is nice against the aggro. I'm only running 2 Tainted Indulgence because, like I said, we're slanting a little more towards the mid-range hold off the deck than full combo. You could run a playset of these, but then you got to cut some of those backup options. So this is the draw 2, discard 1, unless you get 5 or more mana types in your graveyard, which isn't actually that hard to do. Now, to bring back our Greasefang, when it accidentally gets milled, we have a couple options. First up, Call of the Death Dweller. Not a lot of people are playing this card. They're playing the black-white one with the flashback, but I actually think this card is better because this can return up to 2 target creature cards with total mana 3 or less from the battlefield. So there are a lot of times when you will do this to bring back a Ledger Shredder and a Stitcher Supplier, or 2 Suppliers, or a Supplier and a Minister of Inquiries, whenever you don't have Greasefang in the yard. Call of the Death Dweller, really good and underrated in the list. Now, we're also rocking 2 Obscura Charm. This card does a lot for us in its versatility. It is 3 mana, and it costs all the colors, so it's not extremely good because you are trying to be super fast, but it does all the things we need. It can return a multicolored permanent with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, so that gets back our Greasefang. It can counter a target instant or sorcery to protect our Greasefang if we have it a turn, or you can destroy anything with mana value 3 or less, very similar to that Eliminate. So Obscura Charm does a lot of work in the deck. And then we're also running 2 copies of Raffine. This is the beatdown awesome card, 1/4, gives stuff Connive X, where X is the amount of attacking creatures. This card pairs incredibly well with both of our 1-drops, being able to get in there and all of a sudden swing as 3/3s or 4/4s, etc. And it also pairs pretty nicely with the Shredder. It's giving things Connive to get all our discards. And then at the top end, this will eventually have 4 Parhelion IIs, but I am 1 rare short. I am a budget player. So for now, we have the Skysovereign Consul Flagship in the 4th spot. So just 4 artifacts for this list. Now I'm also running several of the mythic rare sorcery lands that can come in as a land on the back. So we have 2 copies of Agadeem's Awakening. This is the card that can also reanimate Greasefang in the late game if we need to. We also have 1 Seagate Restoration, not really playable, but we're running these cards partially because we can discard them to the Ledger Shredder or the Raffine Scheming Seer Connive. So that gives +1/+1 counters to our creatures, quite nice. And then 1 Emeria's Call, another card that just, if you end up in that 1-for-1 trade late game and you're out of cards in hand, you top deck this, it's not too bad, but can also come down as a land in that turn 1. Alongside all the lands I had, I'm a little light on the blue-black sources, but I think we can make it work. And this deck, including these spell sources, runs 24 lands is where I'm at. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you have a friend that you think would like this video, please share it with them to help out the channel. So let's get into the deck and watch some games. Okay, so jumping into our first game, we are going first, and we do sort of have access to all our colors. A little awkward being on, actually we're not on 3 lands because we do have the Restoration, so this is a perfectly fine hand. We can go Stitcher Supplier turn 1, Shredder turn 2, and then we're off to the races. I also like the Esper build because I don't think I feel nearly as much pressure to keep the hands that I don't see Greasefang in. I think there's a lot of tendency where you need to mulligan on the other decks, but this deck just has a little more resiliency, being able to play something like a Shredder turn 2 and not worry so much about getting that Greasefang in that turn 1 hand. So we potentially are seeing the mirror match here, or it also could just be a version of Rakdos Sacrifice. So we'll wait. We don't have anything to do just yet, so we'll wait and see if they want to attack into us on their turn. But for now, we're totally fine to just chill here for a minute. So let's see what Revan468 has. I am in Diamond rank right now. Epicure still could be Greasefang, is probably Greasefang, but I think we can do okay in the mirror. Right now, we don't have anything to deal with the mirror Greasefang. There's no, we don't have the casualty counter spell. We don't have our eliminate. So we're in a little bit of an awkward spot. If he is able to toss something in the yard right here, we shall see. As I said, we are playing in Diamond, I believe 3, so working my way up the ladder, hoping to hit Mythic this season, of course. But right now, in Diamond, we're going to see plenty of just fine matchups. I'm a little nervous that he's going to outpace me in getting the things they need. So I'm tempted to take the 1, but I think we'll just be risky and go for it. We are on the play, so I think us filling up first is slightly better. So we're both going to mill. Hopefully we'll get a little lucky here and put one of those Parhelions in there. No Parhelion for us, but also no Parhelion for them. So right now we're looking okay. He could still discard it, which would be pretty bad. But next turn, I also have the option of reanimating, which is probably what we're going to do. I think we will just reanimate a Stitcher and a Minister. And this feels pretty decent turn 3. Will give us a lot of mill. Pretty decent setup. We'll do Death Touch right here and Menace right there. Doesn't matter a whole lot. We'll get that free mill again. Not seeing what we need to. Now if they discard, they could just have us here if they're able to Blood Token, discard Parhelion, play Greasefang next turn. But in that case, we just get a little bit unlucky. We did our due diligence, milled 9 cards, and actually we had these 2 come back. So we milled 11 and just didn't see our combo. Occasionally that happens, but they also did not mill us, so that's good. This isn't backbreaking for us. They'll hit the Faithful Mending, which we can just play out of the graveyard. Or that's fine too. We don't have a Greasefang in there right now that we're trying to reanimate, so that's not too bad. That's great. Let's see, is there any way? I think we're too short on mana to do all the things we need. So we can just bring this in tapped, and then we are just going to pass our turn and let them make a play. I will go ahead and take my 1 free damage just to chip them down. But now I'm feeling pretty solid about where we're at. So it's definitely Greasefang in the Mardu list. Nothing else would be running this suite of cards that I'm familiar with. And I think it's just a race to get all the stuff. So we will see who can beat the race. Now this could just be the game. It's probably the game, because I'm guessing they've got Greasefang in hand now. This is what they were waiting for. And they probably just get the L, or the win. If they have Greasefang, I think they got us. Very good. Good game. It's pretty much impossible to win, but we shall see. If we can pull off our own combo, there's always a small chance that we can pull it back with our own double angels. But with no Parhelion, we do have Parhelion, so if we can get a reanimation spell, then we could still pull it out. So let us see if we can pull that off. Probably taking the L here. Unfortunately, that just happens sometimes. They simply got their combo 1 step faster than we did. So if we could find... Yeah, I don't think I have any more ways, because we're not running the flashback reanimate spell, which this is that specific situation where that is good. So there's not too much left for us here, because our only reanimation spells all cost 3 mana, so we're 1 short. You got it. Well done, my dude. Let's get another one and see what we can do. Okay, getting into another game here. We see Greasefang opening hand is good. Parhelion in hand is fine. I would rather just throw one in the yard off the bat. We're going first, so we do need to find another land, but I think going double Stitcher Supplier or even Stitcher Supplier, hold up, eliminate feels pretty darn good. So I think we're going to risk it and see if we can find what we need. That's great. Now we just need to draw a land, and we are going to be smooth sailing in this matchup. That is perfect. We're going to do this, pay 2. We're just holding up eliminate just in case they play anything funny. And as long as they don't exile a graveyard, I think we're just going to get the quick win on this one. But we shall see. They could also have removal, of course. But I think we're going to be doing just fine. Now let's see if we can pull off the combo. They could still have... I don't know if there's any 1-mana spells that could hit us at this point. I think we just get the quick win, which is the great part about playing this deck. Sometimes you just get the turn 3 free win just because it happens to work out like this. And that is very powerful, to just occasionally get a free win just because you went first and you drew the right cards. And this just feels so good. I don't know what he yeah, and there's the game. Let's keep going. That's how it does. Okay, looking at game 3, we have 3 lands, but we're missing blue, which I would like to see. But Stitcher Supplier and Greasefang in opening hand, I think, is just good enough that we can just keep that thing. So let's do Supplier turn 1. Okay, it's fine. Greasefang in the yard, but no Parhelion. I would love to hit a blue here to be able to make disappear this next turn. Okay, we're going to play Hardened Scales, which is fine. Let's just go white here. We'll take our free damage, and then we'll be able to eliminate whatever they play if it gets very scary. Which I might just hit pretty much anything here. That's definitely going to need to get hit. So we're not going to let that graveyard hate stick around. Okay, now this is where we're in a little bit of an awkward position here. I think we go ahead and pay 3. And I'm actually going to reanimate a Greasefang and just put out a big, nasty target on its back, since we've also got another one in hand. And just see what we can do by putting a little pressure on here. Scavenging Ooze is the wrong card for us to see. That is really, really tough for us. Not hitting blue again is pretty bad. I would love it if he would just exile something and trade for my Greasefang, but it doesn't look like he's going to do that. He's going to be smart enough to keep the Ooze around for a while. But this will let us mill, so that will be great. Okay, we do see that Parhelion, so that's great. Except that he gets to get rid of it right now, so that's unfortunate. This will be a tough matchup. Hitting double Scavenging Ooze here, really lucky for him in the matchup. And we're missing blue. Not looking good for this one, my friends. Not looking good at all. We're just down to 3 targets in these 44 decks to even bring something back. So we're actually going to probably not even really play for combo. We're going to play mid-range now. And we really need to draw a Ledger Shredder or a Raffine, I mean. Oof. That is brutal. I don't know what we have for that. I don't know what we even have for that. Good game, probably, is what we have for that. Let's see what we can draw. That's not going to do much for us. I think you got me. Let's see if we can get a better game than that. Okay, a much better start to this game, I think. We have all our colors, which is great. Turn 1, turn 2. I think we're feeling pretty good here. Awakening will be a pretty good connive trigger for the Ledger Shredder, because we're not going to really need that since we do have a lot of our lands set up already. So let's see what Emeria has for us here in this game. Lovely sleeves they have over there. Okay, this is probably the life gain deck. Usually people are only running these tapped life gain lands if they're playing a life gain strategy. I am a huge hater of all the life gain strategies in the game. Anything that plays the Bishop of Wings, the 1/4 that gains you 4 life, I hate. Youthful Valkyrie is fine, but I also think we probably just lose to this matchup since they have it out so early and they're just ahead of us. But we'll see. If we can get our whole combo up really fast, we'll be fine. But this is going to be a tough matchup whenever we're not flying off like we need to. Just because, well, actually our eliminates are pretty good in this matchup, so it's not so bad. But I would love to draw one of those eliminates. Death Dweller next turn, Supplier, and Minister is pretty good. And if they would happen to kill the Shredder, we can also bring that back, so that's fine. Valkyrie's not too big of a threat. Okay, if there's a way for me to double spell here, I want to do that. That leaves up blue and white, so I do want a Faithful Mending double spell here. I think that sounds lovely. Okay, this is good. We've got the combo set up next turn with Call of the Death Dweller, bring this back. I think it's just Skysovereign, but even that is going to do quite a bit of work here, so that's good. So we're going to see what they have. Or I'm tempted actually to just hold up Disappear. I actually think I've changed my mind and we're just going to hold up Disappear since we've got our combo set up. We don't even need to connive. We're just going to hold back and see what they have. Even if they would go for a kill spell here, I think we just let them have it. And then next turn, Disappear whatever they play. Honestly, that's fine. We're not going to kill it even if we connive. So we're just messing with them a little bit here. I feel like people in Diamond, I don't know if they have bad connection or if they just really think so long, but I feel like there's times whenever they, like, are thinking on an opening hand mulligan for 3 minutes. Could just be really, really thinking more than maybe I don't think enough, but also it feels like I wait more here than I do in the lower tiers for some reason. Maybe it's the time of day I play too or something weird like that. Okay, excellent. I think we'll see what they have. They might have like a March. They could be holding up March. They could be prepared for our game plan here. I feel like they probably have Kill Spell or they would have played that differently. So we'll see. We'll see. I feel like they have something for it. Okay, let's go ahead and try. No way we get to combat, right? Okay, and we do get to combat. Great, this gets to come in and kill the Valkyrie. Regardless, unless they have instant speed exile, which there is a card in black that could do that. So that's a possibility. The Cling to Dust, I think it's called. Okay, now I'm just feeling good. Now I'm just feeling good. And there we go. Let's keep going. The deck rolls. Okay, this is a bizarre opening hand, but especially going first, I kind of just want to try it. But then we really have no game plan that way. No, we're going to mulligan. I think just letting them do nothing. This deck isn't that mid-range. Now this I maybe do keep, just because there's so much Tainted Indulgence. What am I tossing here, though? Maybe a call? I think let's try this. This isn't really better than that first hand, but going to 6, going to 5 just feels really bad. I really don't want to go to 5. So this is interesting. We're really just holding them off, but we also have the Indulgence, which is pretty nice. Okay, we will indulge ourselves. Don't need a 4th land. What do I value more? Mending, I can play out of the graveyard, which just kind of makes it like drawing it still. I think I'm here for that. Oh, I only need to discard 1 anyway. Let's just get eliminated. I was overthinking it. I thought that was... I was thinking discard 2, like a silly goose. Okay, we got all 3 colors. Faithful Mending throwing in the Parhelion next turn feels great. On instep, that feels great. Make disappear in case they play something disgusting. Mill is wonderful. We love playing against rogues. This is perfect. Except that they usually have ways to also exile the graveyard. It is less perfect, but I still think we're kind of just okay here. Double rogue is a little rough. This is the matchup where you do want the Can't Stay Away, the flashback reanimation spell. So there are matchups where that card is quite a bit better. It's fine, that's fine, that's fine. We are on a pretty short clock here though, so... And oh man, we don't have anything to do about this. This is terrible. Do we have anything we can do about that? They can just pay 2. That really, really sucks. I don't even know if we have a way to discard anything. Alright, well now we are just playing super fair mid-range backup plan. Because I don't even think we have an answer for the Grafdigger's Cage. Why are they main decking Grafdigger's Cage? That's crazy. That's actually just crazy to me. Let's just indulge now. We're looking for another land. Trying to set up that mid-range play. We'll discard Parhelion. We'll play, we have all black, 2 blue, play a second white source. Make Disappear is not great in this matchup, though. We do at least get to hit this, but we're really now just digging for a Raffine or Ledger Shredder as the whole backup plan. But we're going to play it out and see how good the backup plan is. I don't feel super confident in it with this Grafdigger's Cage out there. I don't think we even have anything that can hit that. Same play again. Okay. Emeria's Call might be a real thing to go for here. I don't know how good another Disappear is. I think we're too far away from Emeria's Call to keep it right now. That doesn't really help us. I think we just hold up another Disappear, see if he Thought Thiefs again. Really just looking for Raffine specifically. Could get us back in, but even that will be a little bit of a stretch. Supplier is pretty rough here. Let's go ahead and mend. It's kind of interesting. don't want the Supplier, I'm sure. Let's go ahead and take the 2. Don't know if we can wiggle out of this one or not. What's in the yard? Is Raffine already in here? Raffine is not in here, so we do have to draw the Raffine. Or a Ledger Shredder might get us there. Maybe hold on to this in case they do, like, Tasha's Laughter. Would be horrible for us. I think we take one more of these and see what other spells they have to do. Yeah, I don't think we can even cast that. Unfortunate. Okay. Gives us a blocker at least. Maybe we mill them just out of spite. Gives us a blocker. I feel like they have to have Drown and Lock at this point. They've drawn too many cards not to have seen one of those. This is rough. We're just buying time. Digging. Digging, digging, digging. Do I just kill this now? Let's see what happens. I think we just try. I'm guessing they go Drown in the Lock. Or they're fine with it. Interesting. Okay. Now, do they Drown in the Lock this? We do have a Make Disappear, which kind of works here. This could be the game plan to come back, guys. This is why I'm trying the Esper list for this specific scenario. You get blown out and your combo doesn't work anymore. Okay. This is interesting. There it is. What's he aiming for? He's trying to hit the Minister. Do I care about that? I guess there's no way for me to stop it, because if he was targeting Raffine, I could do this. Yeah, I think this just has to happen. Or is he targeting... Oh, shoot. He was targeting Raffine. Guys, I looked at the wrong trigger. I am so sad about that. Man, guys. Oh, what a huge, huge misplay. I did not read that right. Silly. Silly, 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 silly. Come on. I could have stopped that from happening. And stayed in the game. Holy cow, that was obnoxious how that arrow pointed. Well, I guess we're just going 2-mana beatdown. Watch out, noobsta. Your 7-turn clock is starting now. Flash in your rogue so I can eliminate it. Okay. He doesn't have it. Okay, there it is. Sure. Destroy that guy. And then he drowns in the lock. And then we counter it. Because we cannot allow that to happen. Because Thought Thief will just kill us at this point. But now, we just have nothing to do. Man, if I could have saved Raffine, we would have been in such a better position. Oh, I'm so upset with myself. Gotta pay better attention to that. Kaito is probably too much value. His ninja alone can beat us.
Our eyes are everywhere.
Shreddy Boy isn't bad, though. Man, I'm still bummed out about that Raffine play. I mean, we're on a 5-turn clock now. Go ahead. I'm not going to give up yet, though. I really like playing stuff out. You never know. You never know. With Raffine still here, I feel like it's still a game. We're putting them on the mill triggers. They better watch out. Note to self. Grafdigger's Cage sucks. Who's playing this in best of 1 in the main board, though? There's not that many graveyard decks. Holy cow. We're going to hold 1 in hand, make them think we've got something. We don't have a blocker anyway, so we're going to try to kill this Kaito. If they flash in something and block, I think I'll give it to him. Yep, I think I'll give it to him. Except they made me draw a card, so... No, they didn't. Okay, good game, Noobster. You got us. Let's try another one. Without mistakes this time, please. Okay, another day, another dollar. We got 3 colors, Parhelion and Greasefang in hand, and Shreddy Boy. I think this is a really nice hand. I think this is just a really nice hand, guys. I think we have a pretty good matchup against Mono Red, which is what this probably is. Shredder specifically is good against it, I think, because they're going to want to double spell, and he'll just get big enough to block safely, unless they lightning strike it right now, which they might. See, this is immediate first double spell, which is great. That's great for us. He will get a chance to draw something here, but we get to put Parhelio in the yard, and we're just sitting pretty. Yeah, I mean, this is just a blowout. We play black, we play Greasefang. Sometimes you just effectively win on turn 3. It's incredible. We will take this. We will just go all in because we're going to have 2 4/4 blockers right behind us. And that's probably the game. Let's do it again. Okay, never going to keep a 1-lander, so let's toss that. Now we've got 2 lands, probably going to feel like I should keep it. Actually 3. We can go Supplier, then Mending. Well, we can't do that in that order. But we can go Supplier, hold up Eliminate, and then have Greasefang. I think that's fine. We will toss... I need that for colors. I think we're going to toss here a Mending. Keep all of our colors. Or do I keep Mending and assume I'm going to draw something? Let's keep Mending, toss Emeria's Call. That leaves me black, and then I can still hold up Eliminate turn 2 by doing those 2. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. Okay, Hall of the Storm Giants. What are we playing against now? Bemaggy 13. B-Maggie 13. Who are you, Bemaggy? Sorry, missed that. What did we hit? Nothing too good yet. Maybe Phoenix? Maybe Phoenix? Let's go ahead and do this. I'll pay my 3 life because I want the option to eliminate something next turn. I want that option at my fingertips. Supplier, get in there for 1. 20 turn clock, Bemaggy. Watch out. I'm coming for you. You have 19 turns. Probably Phoenix, right? I feel like not enough people play Is It Phoenix. I think it's a really solid deck, and I don't really feel like I see it on the ladder. I mean, it could be something else, but that's just my assumption here. Lots of spells. That just makes sense, right? Also, Shredder's really nice in it, the Ledger Shredder. I just think it's quite a decent card. Whoa! That is a huge problem. Is it Prowess then, I suppose? We cannot eliminate that. If we don't pull out our combo very soon, we are just going to lose to this. Maybe I should have kept that white source, huh? That's brutal. Did not really expect that. Okay, let's see if he'll give us a free mill, and then maybe next turn we'll draw white and just win on luckiness. Probably not, though. If he's smart, he just will not block. Wrong play, but thank you. I will take it. Put a Parhelion in there. No Parhelion. But, as you guys know, I prefer to play it out. So, let's just see. Maybe I'll play a Ledger Shredder and I can kill it. Arclight Phoenix, also terrible matchup for Eliminate. So, probably just taking the L. This is maybe the one deck that just absolutely destroys us. I think I just have to do this first. Yep. That's just an L. You got me. Next turn he can swing in 1 spell. He's got it. Good game, Bemaggy. Okay, we do have a 2-lander here, which would allow us to play Shredder. We can also go blue-black to have the Indulgence first. I think that's enough card draw. I'm willing to keep this. Let's put this in and save our life, and then see what Oyerasu has for us here. Playing the tap land. I don't know if those are good enough to play, but maybe it is. I guess when you're on a budget, you make it work, you know? I understand that grind. I understand that. Doing it turn 1 is definitely the best time to play those. Then we certainly want to go blue, and we have black next turn, so that's quite nice. If he double spells, which is super unlikely, yeah, no double spelling for you. But this is great. We'll discard Parhelion at the end of next turn. We've got the Greasefang ready to go, except I don't have white again, like a fool. Must have done something wrong. Well, this is, yeah, I just didn't draw it. My mana is not perfect because I'm on a budget, and it definitely rubs up on this deck a little bit, especially in a deck where you really want to be pretty efficient. See if he'll let me draw some cards. Lovely. Discard this. We hit our white source. We're feeling quite good. That seemed awfully fast, too. So I don't know if he has anything to do for us. Yep, it looks like he has no interaction. We probably just win. He could have a board wipe coming next turn. This could easily be the white foretell board wipe. In which case we don't win, but at 6 life, he's still in a pretty bad spot. It's gotta be the Doomscar, or he would have stopped, right? Yeah, that makes sense. It's fine. We just need a discard outlet, and we are totally fine. What do you know? There's a discard outlet. If we can just draw blue, shucks. We don't draw blue. So that's unfortunate. But next turn, they are in trouble. Yeah, the source is really messing me up in this game. I don't think that hurts us. I think that's totally fine. Great. Oh, he's going to get to exile our graveyard, though. No, that's terrible. I forgot he could do that. Okay. Well, let's see if we get lucky. If we can mill another Parhelion. Not that lucky, huh? Well, let's do this.
A little too real for me.
I can mend at instant speed, which I think we'll hold on to that. We don't really want to face down this Ashiok right now. Okay. He is Esper, apparently. Yeah, you go for it. Hits another Greasefang, hits Raffine's pretty bad. Makes Obscura Charm certainly worse. Except we can just kill him, which I think is pretty smart. Or we actually just get to attack in here for free. So let's start there. Let's get this Ashiok out of the way. So he's really hurting us. How do I stop that? Oh, this is obnoxious. I can stop it, but I have to get rid of a Supplier, which means I don't get to do the damage to kill him. Really unfortunate. We're hitting that. Does he require 2? Man, he only needs 1 to do it, too. That's brutal. That is brutal. We hit all lands anyway.
Relent.
He at least has to trash the Ashiok if he wants to get rid of it. We've got the things. We just need to get, honestly, just enough lands at this point, and we can do the thing no problem. One more land and we're there.
Keep watch for intruders.
Yeah, that's good. It's good backup. Okay, I think we're fine. I think we got it. We do this, and then that holds up black and white. And then we get to discard this, and I guess we go ahead and do both of these. I think we just win, though. because he's tapped out, and we pulled it back out. Thank goodness. That was a tough matchup, but also a fun one, and we were able to get through. Thank you guys so much for watching me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Join me along for the ride next time, and have a nice day, my friend.